Jackets lose 3-2 in a shootout to the Chicago Blackhawks in a game they should have won. So I know I've missed some videos before this, but I was sick and then it was the holidays and stuff, so I was planning on getting caught up in doing them, and I've slowly been doing them behind the scenes. But this one I can't wait on. I have to do this right away. That was horrible. This league is a joke, and there is a rule 614, and it is very obvious. And the rule is Columbus gets screwed. The refs should have put the time back on the clock. It's happened a million times before, where the refs or the timekeepers or Toronto, somebody steps in and goes, the time is wrong from when the whistle and the clock, they're out of sync. We'll fix it. And that it's either we'll put the time back on the clock, we'll wait a half a second or a second or two after dropping the puck to actually start the clock and put everything back into sync. It's always worked out. But for whatever reason this time, the refs went, sorry Foligno, sorry Torts, we're not looking at it, we're not dealing with it, even though all of the fans in the arena went, there's clear evidence. Watch the video. You hear the whistle at 19:02. The clock stops at 18.9. Okay, not a big deal. 0.4 of a second, throw it back on the clock. We're fine. But then the clock starts again and goes all the way down to 18.1. Okay, fix it. It clearly stopped and then started again and then was stopped. Fix it, put it back on the clock. You're fine. But the refs chose to ignore that. Zach scores 0.1 of a second after the horn blows. Cost them the game. Goes to the shootout. Corpy gets injured and Elvis comes in. His first shot is Patrick Kane after not starting his past 7 games. I don't blame Elvis for the goal he let in. Now, the Jackets had a 2-goal lead going into the third period. About 13 minutes left is when they started coughing it up. That is all well and good. That can be fixed. Torts can fix that and go, hey, idiots, play better. But when the refs, clearly it's obvious there is something wrong here, and the refs just choose to ignore it. Starting off first period, Jackets come out, a bunch of force, attacking Chicago, and really take it to them. They have some speed, and that's what you gotta do. You basically just smother them. Jackets do a very good job of that. About 7 minutes in, Chicago's in the Jacket zone. They're pressuring along. Savard breaks up, gets it to Ryan Nash at about the hash marks. Ryan Nash takes it, heads up ice. Chicago gives him the ice, so he takes it. Heads in the offensive zone, gets across the blue line, throws at the net, beats Leonard Glove's side. Jackets lead 1-0, Ryan Nash's 3rd goal of the year. This is the way we want to start hockey games. This is the way they've been playing the past 10 games, is getting out there, attacking and applying pressure, playing smart defensively, recovering pucks, allowing Corpy to see easy shots and make easy saves. And they're rewarded with a goal from the 4th line. Jackets continue that pressure, but Chicago pushes a little back. It's a little bit more of neutral zone play. About a minute left in the period. Jackets up in the offensive zone. Foligno's chasing after it. Chicago ends up picking it up. And Foligno and Gerby, by being strong on the forecheck, force a turnover. Mainly Gerby that forced this turnover. And it goes right to PLD. PLD takes the shot, but Leonard makes the save. And it goes over to Foligno. Foligno, as he's trying to control it, gets control. Now PLD slide down, and Foligno just throws it back to PLD. PLD has a wide open net, pits it in. Jackets lead 2-0. PLD's 13th goal of the year. Got a 2-goal lead. They've played correct so far. And all they have to do is continue applying pressure to Chicago. Got this in hand. And then the first period up 2-0. Coming off for the second period, Chicago applies a little bit of pushback, but Corbin makes the saves he has to make, and the Jackets continue to attack Leonard, but Leonard making the saves. He's doing very well, even though giving up 2 goals. The Jackets are still playing their style of hockey, of smothering the Blackhawks, getting out there, applying pressure, and making them make mistakes. It's the way they've been playing for the past 10 games. It's working out really well for them. But both goalies stand tall in the second, head to the third. Coming off for the third period, and it's a different looking Jackets team. They're not all there, and Chicago's taking advantage and using their speed. They're not being smothered anymore. They're allowed to wheel. About 7 minutes in, Chicago's in the offense zone, moving the puck around. They get the puck to Connor Murphy at the point. He launches it onto the net. Dylan Strome tips it, beats Corpy, and the Blackhawks pull within 1. Okay, not the end of the world. Maybe this will wake the Jackets up and they can get back on the attack and get back the way we played in the first 2 periods. And the Jackets do that a little bit. They attack Leonard a little bit, but still mainly controlled by Chicago in the third period. Coming in the third period, Chicago's speed is causing the Jackets to make mistakes, and they take a couple of penalties in a row. Near the end of the period, Seth Jones has the puck behind the net, flips it out, tries to bank off the glass, but instead he gets too much under it and it goes straight over the glass. Delay game penalty. Jones goes to serve his penalty. And the Jackets have been very good on the penalty kill of late, very good in this game, have to kill another one off, and they're doing a good job for the most part, but about a minute 30 in, Chicago's in the offensive zone, they're moving the puck around really well, end up working into Keith, who slides over to Gustafson, who one-times it goes straight past Corpy, who's screened by a bunch of people, and the Blackhawks have tied it at 2. We head to overtime, tied at 2, and the Jackets are in overtime, they can't really control it too much, but they get a couple of opportunities. Leonard makes some big saves. Corpy makes some big saves as well. And Foligno ends up taking a high-sticking penalty. And watching the replay of it, it looks like Foligno gets his stick up. It goes right in front of Strom's face, and Strom goes, ugh. I don't think it touched Strom. It may have touched Strom, and I could be completely wrong. But from the angles I saw, I never saw it touch Strom. And so the Jackets have to once again serve a penalty in overtime. And I was like, this is the game. It's cost them 5 times this year in overtime where they get a penalty and the other team scores on power play. But surprisingly, the Jackets come together, they kill it off, and they start to go to work. Coming here in that period, Chicago's heading up ice. There's a little change. Patrick Kane comes on the ice. There's 4 people on the ice. And it was like, too many men. The refs blow the play dead. Whole incident. Now, I've seen Chicago fans online going, well, if Foligno didn't interfere with Doc, he would have got to the bench. There would have been 3 people on ice. That would have been fine. I will agree with you, except for if you watch the replay, Chicago player heads to the bench, Patrick Kane hops on the ice. When Chicago player heads to the bench, there are 4 people on the ice. Patrick Kane hops on the ice. There are still 4 people on the ice. Had Foligno not interfered with Doc would have gone to the bench. Somebody would have jumped on for him. 4 people on the ice. It was too many men no matter what. That was the penalty. There should have been too many men, and the whole incident happens, and the refs, while being told by Foligno and Torts, fix the clock. It is wrong. They choose to ignore it. But that's fine. Clumps on the power play. Hasn't worked out so far, but you never know. 4-on-3 is a little bit different. Burned the Jackets a lot in the past. Coming in end overtime, Chicago has done a good job. They've gotten out of the zone, but Seth Jones, man on the mission, carries up the ice, enters offensive zone. Robin Leonard pokes the puck off his stick. Zach's coming in. He has to catch it on his backhand, slides it to his forehand, launches it to the net. Ref goes, goal, 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 goal. Everybody goes nuts. Jackets win, except for the fact that it was a 1/10 of a second after the clock had expired. If the refs had done their job, that's a good goal. Game over. Jackets win. But because the refs choose to ignore the obvious thing that's right there in front of them, we're going to a shootout. First shootout for the Jackets, PLD. And I was like, really, PLD? But then I remembered, oh yeah, Benstrom's injured, Borgstrom's injured, Atkinson's injured. I get PLD, that's fine. He goes down, tries to beat Leonard, doesn't. Taves comes down, pits a nice move on, opens Corpy up, slides the backhand through him, and the Blackhawks now lead the shootout 1-0 on Jonathan Taves' shot. And when Corpy stands up, he goes, there's something wrong with my right leg, tries to stretch it out, heads to the bench. He can't continue. He needs help to down the tunnel to the locker room. And I was like, Corpy, come on. Of all of the people that could have got injured, it was Corpy. He's been the brightest spot of the Jackets so far this year. He's been playing amazing. And now he's down. So Elvis comes in. He gets a little bit of time to stretch because the Jackets get to shoot next. It's Nyquist. He comes down, simple shot, beats Leonard glove side. Great shot. It was in and out so fast, I didn't think it went in. So Nyquist has tied up for the Jackets. Now we need a stop from Elvis. Who's yet to stop? Patrick Kane. With 0 shot warm-up and sitting on the bench for the past 7 games at 65 minutes of this one. Patrick Kane comes down, does Patrick Kane things, and scores. So now it's Nathan Gerby's time. He's had some good shootout moves in Cleveland this year, so he goes down, does move, beats Leonard, and he just happens to hit the post, and Chicago wins off their 2 goals. And this is from Aaron Portzline of The Athletic. NHL Director of Hockey Operations Colin Campbell tells The Athletic that CBJ coach John Tortorella's post-game comments were unprofessional along with unacceptable. Campbell has spoken with Tortorella and CBJ GM Jarmo Kekalainen and says the league is dealing with it. Torch's post-game comments were, the refs screwed up, they cost us the game, and now our starting goalie's injured. Why did the refs ignore us? I want to answer that question as well. Why did the refs refuse to look at the time? Anybody? Would love to know why. And Porstein followed up with, Campbell said, NHL timekeepers can notify officials if he/she feels an error was made. Further, he said NHL ref Chris Sluker, I think that's his name, spoke with nationwide timekeepers, then gave an explanation to CBJ assistant coach Bradshaw on the bench. But they refuse to fix the time. That is the problem. And Colin Campbell, screw you, say the NHL officials screwed up. They should have fixed the time. But no, we're going to find Torch and say Torch is in the wrong and make Torch the bad guy even though your officials screwed up. Dan O'Halloran is one of the officials in this game. He was one of the officials in the San Jose Vegas series where Cody Eakin cross-checked Joe Pavelski in the face and got the 5-minute. San Jose comes back and wins the game. We all know what happened in that game. Dan O'Halloran missed that call. Dan O'Halloran screws them on this one. It is a constant thing. The league is getting it wrong constantly. They have all of the cameras. They have all of this technology to get it right, except for here, where it's clearly wrong. So thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, on New Year's Eve when the play Florida Panthers and Bob's return back to Nationwide Arena, I see you later.